Alright, so I'm going to try to do this again. I'm getting kind of irritated. Not kind of irritated, I am getting irritated because it's like everything that I'm trying to do, and it seems to be a lot lately, that everything that I keep on trying to do ends up getting thwarted by something, and then I end up chasing something else, and I can't seem to get the things done that I want to get done. I was trying to make this video. I don't even remember if I can remember why I was making this video. Oh, I remember why I was making this video now. But in the process, my little remote for my selfie stick thing keeps on cutting the video off after a minute and a half and stopping it for whatever reason. And I was trying to switch to use the other remote to see if it's doing the same thing, and that one's dead, and I can't find a battery. And so I end up wasting another 30 minutes, I think, just trying to do that. So I'm just getting really frustrated because everything I do ends up taking way longer, and something happens, and then I get off track, and like all the time. And it's like killing me. One of the things that's kind of interesting is that I actually listened to a book by Grant Cardone called 10X, which is interesting because one of the things that I've seen as I go after a lot of things is that, I'm striving to be successful in different things and trying to do the best I can in my life and do all the things I'm called to do. And oftentimes I find, just like when I moved, all the packing and everything I did took, I swear, it probably was about 10 times as much as I expected. And basically, one of the things he was saying is like everything that you do or try to accomplish, um, that you can expect it to be about 10 times as much as you expected, 10 times harder, and whatever. So just take 10 times more time and all those sorts of things. And the big part of that is he talks about doing 10 times the effort. So basically, up front, you're planning on doing 10 times as much. And I've heard Tony Robbins talk about the same thing, that he just like put in massive amounts of action. So that way, any kind of thing that takes like a really long time, the fact that you're putting so much action into it, that it really negates that, and you end up keep on being more successful and keep on being more encouraged because constantly you're putting more action and getting more accomplished and getting more encouraged because you're doing that. And that definitely is something that's very helpful to see, and trying to implement some of that stuff, because I've been bad about overthinking things and put just the amount of effort I need to get something accomplished, and then ends up spending way more time, or I just don't really go over and above. I just do kind of what I need to do, and then I'm disappointed because it didn't quite work out the way I thought. And I'm sure that's perfect timing for me getting ready to do this business, in that it's going to take way more effort, and in the process, everything that I'm coming across is being an obstacle, making it take even more. Well, probably not taking more. It's just doing exactly that. It's making everything take long. So that was not at all what this video was supposed to be about. What I was getting ready to say was that I also heard two people, Grant Cardone and Omar, and I can't remember that guy's name. Just a lot of different people I've been listening to lately, really kind of in that same 10 times principle, that massive action principle, whatever you want to call it, with learning and listening to a whole lot of people. I'm listening to audiobooks. I listen to 2 times the speed, so that way I can listen to it twice as fast and listen to that many more things, or I can listen to it over and over again a lot faster. And so what I had learned was that, when you start thinking about things and overthinking things, and I'm really bad about doing this, thinking about my goals and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things that I find myself doing is that I spend a ton of time thinking and analyzing or whatever goals. I did that 20 years ago, and I get all kinds of details and wanting to do it just right and trying to figure it out and overanalyze it and think about it and then redo it. And then it's like stop my action because now I'm redoing my goals and I need to do this. And then I start chasing something else. And as I'm rewriting my goals, then I end up thinking, oh, I need to do this. And then I listen to something else and that gets me chasing this other rabbit trail. I keep doing that over and over and over again. And there's some things I just do and I just manage to make it work, but then there's a lot of things that's like I keep on getting through the cycle, and I find myself in this cycle again, especially when I'm doing things that I really don't like to do, like listing on Amazon, eBay, or whatever, and then I get back to chasing writing goals and thinking about it, or falling asleep or whatever because I'm tired. And the big thing is he says when you're doing something that you're afraid of or whatever, I mean that's probably the fear is the main thing, is just to do it, not to contemplate it and spend a long time thinking about it. There's the first part of if you're something that you're fearing, that's probably something you need to do. The other part is to eliminate the fear by just going and taking the action immediately and not giving time to think about it. People do that in sales. They spend a lot of time contemplating. I used to do that, and then they're want to organize their desk. Then the next thing you know, you got to go to the bathroom. Then you got to get some coffee. On and on and on. Just putting off the thing that you want to do. I found myself, I've been doing that, and I guess the big thing that I'm taking away from this is I need to, I guess, just knowing me. I know goals are important and doing, but I think for me, I have to, at least until I start achieving goals again, is to just kind of come up with something and start going after it, and kind of like the plane does, change the approach as you go. Just keep on correcting, hey, I'm going to this. And then as we get flying, as we get moving, then I can start having a better idea of what looks feasible and or adjust my goals accordingly, because now I'm comfortable. Now I'm not making excuses that are redoing my goals that's keeping me from actually trying to accomplish anything, because all I'm doing is just delaying and thinking and overanalyzing and never accomplishing anything, because all I'm doing is thinking about it and strategizing and not doing anything. And so that's basically what this whole thing was about, and I'm trying to put it so I can keep track of these things myself, and have it on video rather than just written down. One, because it's easier to do this than it is to write it down. I can say it a lot faster, and I think I can. It also is helping me when I'm doing it, because when I'm speaking this out, it's helping me to think about it. It's helping me to put it in my head of what is going on at this time, and so I can make corrections. So that's the big correction right now, is that I need to say, here's what I got to do. My goal is that I'm working on accomplishing this. My biggest thing is getting to be on my own at the end of the month, which means having to basically, business and otherwise, probably need to make $20,000 in a month sometime between now and, well, by then, and to keep business going and to be able to make it so that I'm actually making consistent income to take care of expenses. And of course, when I read about businesses, they say that that's not feasible, so we'll have to see when that comes what I'm going to deal about that, but that's the goal. And trying to figure out how, if there's any way that I could make $10,000 this month. And coming up in the month of August, I have not had a whole lot of success. I've made about $600 in a month doing Amazon and anyway, that's about it. So it's time to get with it and stop procrastinating and actually just start working on things, not sit there and keep on reanalyze what I'm going to do for the day, and just go after it and do the things that write down really quickly. These are the things I need to do. This is the most important thing I need to do right now, which for me is I need to organize my room, because as you can see, this is all my Amazon, eBay, all that kind of stuff. This is also my bedroom, and it is a complete mess. I never got it quite organized. See all the stuff here. So I live in this mess right now. My desk, as you can see, my desk is a huge mess as well. And I need to get rid of that because it's driving me crazy. So look at it, and I think that's going to help everything a lot. And maybe I'll even record after how I feel about that, because then I got to achieve some other goals. I am actually giving the message at church tomorrow, so I need to also prepare for that tonight. And so I have a lot to do. And right now it is almost 6 o'clock on Saturday. I have not accomplished a whole lot today, other than repairing the thing on the lawnmower and figuring out how to make this video not stop, and also figuring out how to make these videos record on my SD card on my phone. So I accomplished a few things, but talk to you next time.